Hi everyone, Sandy here. Welcome to my channel and to another Let's Color with Olo Markers, the newest alcohol ink markers that are available that you can order from Country Craft Creations. Today I am going to color this little frog and some elements for a card. I've been experimenting, so I'm going to go over that with you in just a second. Okay, so frog number one that I colored, I used the G 0.4 and the G 0.1 first, and then I went back over it with a Y 1.1 and made it solid, and he's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it does have the darker around the edge, the kind of yellow color. So he's a darker frog. That one turned out okay. That was my first one. And then I decided to color frog number two, which I did with the first with the Y.1 and then came on to that with a G 0.4, and then I hit it with the 0 to lighten it up. Of course, I did the pink and the purple butterflies. The butterflies are really easy. I just used the V 2.3 and the V 2.4. I did the lighter color first, and then I did a little bit of dark, and then on this one I just used one color when they're that small, and then I added little dots with my black fine tip pen. The little straw on this one was done with red, which is here, the OR 2.5, and I did the white part with my white gel pen, and of course the pink is the RV 0.2 of the petal that he's drinking out of, and I did the little bug. I just kept it simple with a gray color, actually a blue-green color, sorry, which looks gray, BG 7.0. So with this one, I did the yellow color first, and then I went back over him some with the green and did some blending. And I like him better. He's a little bit lighter than the first one. I kept around his eyes more of a pale yellow instead of doing the solid green. So I decided I liked that better. And then on my third frog, which is the one I'm going to try to duplicate coloring for you today, I used the YG 2.1, the Y 1.1, and the G 0.1. So I used pretty light colors on him. I left some white areas here on him to kind of bring out his little belly, and then I left his eyes white except with a little bit of yellow on it, and I like how he turned out a whole lot better. But all three frogs are fine. It just is a matter of what color do you want your frog to be. They're all pretty similar. The little ladybug I did with the red, the OR 2.5, and the blue green again 7.0 for the head, and of course left the dots white on her. And then I did go ahead and color some cattails with the O7.1 and the O7.3. The green, I did a combination, I can't remember exactly, of this green and a little bit of yellow, and I used more of just green, the two greens here on the lily pads, and I used this pink, the RVO1 and the RVO.2 for the lily pad flower, along with the darker yellow in the Y 1.2. So we're going to let's color our lily pad first. So I'm going to start with the green, and I did use the lighter first, which is the G 0.1, and I just very lightly started, and be careful with these on the edges. They will bleed out. So they're very, very juicy markers. And when we have smaller images, we have to be very careful with along the edge. So then I'm going to go in here just tiny bit with the tip of my marker. And again, I did stamp these with my black Memento ink so that I'm not bleeding with my ink stamp. That's the ink type that I recommend for you to use with alcohol markers. Okay, so we have that. Then I'm going to flip this over to the G0.4, which is darker. I'm just going to look at this one that I did. And I kind of put a dark right here up against the flower, kind of right there. And then a little bit in here. Be careful right here, she will bleed out. Then I took the lighter one again, kind of flicked over that to kind of do some blending and bring that out. And right in there. So I think that's good. So it's very, very lightly darker where the darker screen is, and then I bring it out with the other one. So I could have made it a little darker just right here maybe. To kind of give it a little shadow. Okay, so that's the green. Make sure I get my caps on right. And then we're going to do the flower with the pink. Now I did use the yellow over it, but I did put it over the lighter pink to kind of give it a pinkish tone there in the middle. So I covered the whole flower with the lighter pink, which is the RV0.1. Just color all the petals. And this stamp set is one I had in my stash. There are so many different stamp sets available. Just check out from your favorite stamp manufacturer or check out countrycraftcreations.com. See what she has available on her site. She has different ones from time to time. She does not have this one. Like I said, it's from my stash. Okay, so now I'm going to go along where the line is, right in here with a darker color. This little petal in the back. This one right here and some on the other. And just a little bit along the edges here. Like that. So that's the darker color. Then I'm going to come in and do very lightly blending. Kind of soften the edge of it. Keeping the petals a lighter color. Okay, so that looks good, I think. And then I'm going to take the yellow, the darker yellow, the Y1.2, and I'm just going to go over that center of the flower, right over that light pink. So they look pretty close to being the same. And now we're going to do this lily pad, which is similar to the other. The reason I'm doing them in the green instead of the color that I use in the frog is I want, like when he's sitting on a lily pad, you have a distinct variation in the color. So this one I'm going to color with the light green. Come back with some dark. Right along that line. And then we'll use the light again to kind of soften that up and blend it in. Okay, so there's the lily pad. I think that looks good. Let's do the cattails next. Okay, so I did the brown color, which is the O, which is for orange, in the darker, in the lighters, the O 7.1 and the O 7.3. So I'm going to start with the lightest one, and I just color the entire cattail in this light color. And then I'm going to bring in the darker one and just kind of do a flick right here on the bottom of each one. Just kind of brush it up. Okay, no more blending on that one. And then I took the black fine tip pen and just added some like seed dots over that lighter part up there. And that's how that one turned out. It's really easy. And then I did use the lighter green, the yellow green in the 2.3. And then I think I went back over it with the regular green. So I'm just going to lightly color some of this in. Just to kind of get that light color in there with it, a variation. And then I took the lighter green, the G 0.1, and started brushing up in with it. More of the green down at the base, and then just kind of blend it in. Okay, and then the lighter green, I just took a little bit and kind of brushed it right there under the bottom. Okay, so that's the cattails for this little frog and the lily pads. Okay, so now we're going to work on our frog. So I did use the YG 2.1, the Y 1.1, and the G 0.1, which is the light colors. So I don't think I need the pink anymore. I'm going to move that out. Just going to keep these colors for my ladybug. Okay. So the first thing I think I did, I'm going to do the YG 2.0. And I'm going to color right in here and all the way across the bottom of his chin. And his head here. And I'm not going to color his eyes. Right now I'm going to leave that just white right there, just for now. And I'm going to go underneath and on the sides. And between his toes. I'm going to go ahead and get his knees that are sticking out. And I also covered his arms and toes. Like I said, he may not turn out exactly like the other one I did, but hopefully we can get him kind of close. And then across the bottom right here. So I left that white in there for now. Okay, so then I'm going to take the G 01 and I'm going to start adding some different green in here to him. more along the top of his knees, here at the bottom, and then on the side here where we have the little dots. And I know I did it at the tip of his toes. Okay, so let's try the yellow now. What does say? Y1.1. And I'm going to bring that over the green. And put that on his face. Now we'll be bringing in more of the green. Now on his little eyes, I just put a tiny bit of yellow at the top, like that. Left most of it white. Okay, so I'm going to take my yellow green again, the 2.1. Add some on top. Trying to get some more of that greener color in there. Kind of blended in with the yellow. Okay. So here on his little belly, I'm going to take my blender, the 0, and I'm going to kind of blend along the edges to kind of feather out that part. Kind of get a little color on it, but not a whole bunch. So he's pretty close. He's just still wet to this other one that I did, and I like him looking like that. I'm going to put a little bit of light right there across his little nose. Maybe need to put some more color there at the bottom here. Some of it bled out, so I'm going to try to push that back in. Okay, and then I'm going to take my yellow green again. Color him right there. And I think he needs just a little bit of green on some of his toes again. Okay, and where I've got a couple little places right here where it bled out, right? There, I'm going to push it back because I am going to be fussy cutting him out, but I still want to get that line in there. Okay, I think that looks good. Now let's do our ladybug. Now this is the red. You have to be really careful with red. This is the OR 2.5, and I'm just going to do a round. See, that one's already put a dot where I didn't want it. The white dots. And I'll show you how to fix that because red is really hard to push back in. You can't see the little dot between his antenna and his wing. It just kind of dripped there. And if I get some in my red dot, that's okay. I'm going to use the white to clean that up. So now the blue-green 7.2 going to be on his little face right here. You can put a little bit, if you want, on his dots. And then I'm going to take the lighter one, which is the BG 7.0, and just kind of bend that over. Okay, so now we use our gel pen. Make sure I'm putting my caps on the right end. I'm going to use my gel pen, the white one, to clean up between that spot. So it will cover that up. You'll never notice the difference. And whiten up the dots here. Okay, some red got on them. Just like that. Maybe put a little white in his eye. Okay, this one did I put some white on his eye? There we go. Okay, this one has a little darker face on the bug, and I'm okay with that. If you want to lighten that up, very carefully take your 0 and just push it to the side. Okay, so that's the little frogs. That's how to color them with your Olo markers. And next, I'll put a card together and show you what I got done. So let's take a few minutes now to put the little card together. I've got all my little pieces that I colored with my Olo markers that I stamped out with the Memento Tuxedo black ink. Then I colored with Olo markers, have them all fussy cut out. I took a stencil that I have that has kind of like a water shape, and I just used archival salvage patina, did the top and did the whole piece of a white piece of cardstock, and then I used this little stencil thing to kind of get some dimension for like water. Just kind of played with that. There's nothing fancy about that. Then I matted a stamped Happy Birthday from the stamp set at the top for Happy Birthday. Added my adhesive. I'm using score tape for right now. I attached this one to the plaid paper that I had from my stash, and now I'm going to attach this right here onto this green cardstock that I had in my stash. So let me pull all these off real quick. I'm going to buy me I think a tape runner for my cards. A little bit quicker. It's also neater than using glue, and sometimes you can position it a little quick better than with the score tape. But so I'm just going to position this about right there, as close as I can. Flip it over. Now my card base is 4 1/4 by 11, scored in half on the 11-inch side at 5 1/2. Fold it, burnish it. This is a light yellow, so I'm going to use it, green on top, just like that. I'm going to pull this backing off of the tape. And I just put it around the perimeter. There's no need to put it in the center, I don't think. Okay. And now we're going to position this. Make sure it's opened at the bottom. Okay. Now I'm ready to put all these little guys on and create a scene. So I think the little frog is going to go about right there. And I'm going to put my, and I am going to use some art glitter glue on these. Oops. Grab my glue, my tweezers to make it maybe a little easier. Put that in. I don't want a whole bunch on there. Put this over, and I'm going to put it about right here. Super, super cute. Let's see. Put the other one on this other side. It's going to go about right here. Then the little frog. I'm going to put a lily pad under him. That's going to go about right there. So I'm going to put him on little foam dots. Okay. It's going to go about right here. Okay. So I have these little tiny foam dots. Okay, so I've got all these little foam dots on the back. Pull all the backings off. Could have used some bigger ones in the center, but that's okay. Okay, I've almost got them all pulled off the back. So if you love to color and make cards, this is a great way. Check out countrycraftcreations.com for the Olo markers and start you a small collection. Remember, you can customize these the way you want. I have a video showing you how I did that. You just purchase, the colors you want. Oops, I think he needs up a little bit. He's kind of sitting low on his lily pad. Just bring him up a tiny bit right there. Okay. So then I'm going to glue the others. Okay, so my camera cut off and I didn't even notice it. But after I put the frog down with foam dots, I glued on this flower on the lily pad, cut in half one of the other lily pads, glued one here, and then put this one on a little bit thicker foam so it's a little higher than the frog. So there's the whole happy birthday card. It's plain on the inside for now. I may add some patterned paper, maybe stamp another lily pad or something on the inside. I don't know, but that's making a little card using the stamped images that I colored with my Olo markers. Join me again next time in a few weeks or so. I don't know when. It's just when the mood hits me. I will have another coloring session and I will share with you what I've done. Again, I'm not an expert at alcohol marker coloring. I did get certified with Copic markers, but that was years ago. I just tend to color the way I like an image to look. And I want to show you how easy it is that you don't have to be a pro at it to create some cute images and make some fun cards and tags and things like that. So thank you so much for following along. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell when you do so that you'll be notified of my next videos. I do a lot of projects for Country Craft Creations. I have a series called Fun Friday that I try to do every Friday with some project that I'm working on. Plus, I do the design team project for Country Craft Creations and do the shares of the design team packages that I receive from them. So I hope that you'll join me here on my channel. And as always, check out countrycraftcreations.com for your scrapbooking supplies. Check out the Olo markers. I think you'll like them. All right, bye-bye.